To make the walkthrough interactive, there's a few things that we'll have to do. We'll have to, one, make the doors interactive, and then two, set up different collision constraints for walls. So the first thing we'll do is set up the door. To do that, we'll right-click in the content browser and create this blueprint class. We'll set it as an actor. What this does is create a new sort of actor in the scene where you can control it using scripts. So we have our blueprint right here, and then we'll take the door model from the content browser and put it into the components editor up here. And then in order for it to actually rotate on the hinge, we'll have to reposition it where the hinge would be at 0. As soon as we have it positioned correctly, all we need to do is hit compile, make sure it checks out, and hit save. We'll close out of that, and then we'll see the blueprint right down here. Then we take it, and just like we built the rest of the building, we drop it into the scene. We change its values to match the original building, and then we'll reposition it over the static door. Now that it's positioned, we can take the other door out of the scene. We'll just delete it from the world outliner here. And now we have our blueprint door in place. We have our door set up. We'll want to create a box trigger. What a box trigger does is tells the program when a component is overlapping, mainly the character component. And this will set off a chain of events in the event graph that we'll set up in a minute. Align it so it's in the doorway and a little bit out, so when you pass through it, it will open the door before you get to the door. Now we have these all set up. We'll open up the level blueprint and start creating our nodes. With the trigger box selected, we'll create a node for when the actor triggers the event. This will feed into a timeline which controls a function telling the door what it's doing at what time. To make the door close, we want to set a delay, which when complete will reverse the action. We'll set this to 4 seconds. Then, while selecting the blueprint for the door, we will create another actor overlap and feed that into the delay. On the other end of the timeline, we want to make a rotator, which is telling the door what axis to rotate on based on the timeline. This will go into the Z yaw. On the return value, we have a set actor relative rotation, which feeds the return value. When we know everything is connected, we compile, and then we can go back into our main menu and play the level to make sure that our door opens, which it does. The only thing we have left to do is update some of the collisions. First, we'll start with the door frame. Since it's just a frame, and we can use the wall as a collider, we can just turn off all collisions by going to the collision presets and no collision. Then for the main wall, what we'll do is basically build our own new colliders. We'll do that first by deleting the main collision box and then going in and adding in simplified box collisions until we have a full set of colliders. We'll save, close that, and then we'll play through. And now you can see we can get in and move around, leave. You set up interactive walkthroughs in Unreal.